Good morning to the nations of the world. This is Alonzo Holmes, the author of Noah's Family. If you haven't gotten a copy or purchased a copy of the book, I'd like to show you the front cover. Do go out and purchase it and follow us along in the verbal commentary as we will continue to do so. We're picking up from our verbal series commentary on Noah's family, the story of mankind, one race, but many nations. We'll pick up on page 15 with the section entitled The Fallen Ones. Uh, and I'll begin by reading a couple of sentences of the opening paragraph. The Fallen Ones. Before the creation of the first man and woman, a cosmic conflict was waged in the highest heavens, resulting in the casting out of numerous fallen angelic beings. Their leader was Lucifer, who later became Satan or the devil. The Hebrew prophet Isaiah spoke of many things pertaining to the origin of Satan prior to his fall from the heavens. As stated earlier, Adam handed the title deed of planet Earth over to Satan and the other powers of darkness. We're going to stop there. We had to insert this in the book, and where do the fallen ones, one might ask, where do the fallen ones fit in the story of mankind, one race, many nations? Well, it's really quite simple. We were following, I make reference to the Mesopotamia method, understanding history, recording it, writing it, teaching, instructing it, commentating on it, commenting on it, understanding that history is like Mesopotamia, the land between two rivers. And if you want a fertile understanding of human history, you must consider the sacred source and the secular sources. In other words, just as Mesopotamia was a piece of land situated between the Tigris River and the Euphrates River, and these rivers, as they were flowing, it caused that land between, and which historians and archaeologists have labeled it as the cradle of civilization, the Fertile Crescent. And so if we look at human history in that same manner, having said that, we were following the storyline from the scriptures, the Holy Bible being the source of the sacred text. We were following that particular storyline, and they make reference to our fallen ones. We won't go into it in depth. We're just going to give a brief comment about how it relates to human history here on planet Earth. I'd like to also say there are two schools of thought in regards to the fallen ones. The first school of thought is that the sons of God were not angels, but the descendants of Seth, which was the male or the male seed that replaced Abel, who was slain by Cain. Cain committed the first homicide. And that same spirit of Cain, it permeated the spirit of violence and murder. It permeated throughout the antediluvian civilization. Also, the second school of thought is that the sons of God are in fact angelic beings that were assigned by the Most High to assist and watch humanity as it grew. But they chose to leave their first habitation and intervene into human history by cohabitating with the daughters of men. So those are two schools of thought. And as a historian, I believe that we can look at the two schools of thought, and just document it. And so we're commenting on both of them. But however, as the author, I believe the uh, the the second school of thought, that the sons of God were in fact angelic beings, and there was some type of interaction with human women. So I leave that up to you. You believe as you will. However, the fallen ones, their effect, the story of humanity, the story of mankind, is not the story of of non-human beings